And press record. Right, so lie without anything behind your head for now in your semi-supine position. So find your feet nicely earthed on the mat, hip width apart, shoulders as wide and relaxed as you can be. It's only Tuesday, but obviously the weeks get more challenging. And just breathe for a moment. In through the nose, out through slightly pursed lips. And finding that lovely wide and deep engagement of the breath through your body and into the back of your ribs and the sides of your ribs. And on your next out breath, think drawing the tummy button into the spine to tilt your pubic bone towards you, lower the back, nicely earths into the mat, and then on your in-breath, realign everything back into your lovely neutral position. And again, breathing out, softening the lower back, breathing in, lengthening back to neutral. And just a couple more at that lovely low level, warming up the lumbar spine, using your breath. And gradually work up the body. So breathing out, keeping the pubic bone curl towards you, just hover the bottom of the floor, breathing in to place everything back down. And a few more at this level. So keeping it really small and as precise as you can get the movement. If you have little clumps and clicks, just breathe through them. If there's ouchy pain, just go back to the first level. And gradually work up higher. So breathing out, pubic bone towards you, keep that curl forward up to the lower ribs. Breath in to hold and breathing out this time, softening through the front of the body to place the spine back on the mat. And at the end, elongating back to neutral. Breathing out. Peeling off. Feeling your feet still nice and heavy. Breath in to hold. Breathing out, softening through the front of the body, placing the spine down piece by piece. And up to bra strap level, and if you're happy to, bring the arms up with you. As you breathe out, breathe in to reach for the ceiling. Leave them there as you soften and breathe out, placing the spine back down. And as your tailbone lengthens into the mat, circle the arms around back by your sides, ready to go again. So breathing out, peeling off, slow and controlled. Bringing the arms up, reaching for the ceiling as you breathe in. Breathe out, keep reaching as you soften and place the spine down, unfurling that string of pearls. Tailbone lengthens away. You circle the arms around and do one more of these for me. Breathing out to curl the pubic bone towards you. That's it, Hilary, lovely, good. Curling up, reaching the arms for the ceiling as you breathe in. Leave them there as you breathe out, soften through the chest, placing the spine down and then circling the arms around by your side. And then bringing the arms back up to the ceiling when you're done. Allow them to be really heavy in the shoulders. So the shoulders, draw them into the mat behind you. Straighten the elbows, palms face away from you. And extend one arm and the opposite leg away. So behind and lengthen the leg. And breathing out, draw everything back to the start. So arm and leg slides basically. I could simplify things and just tell you, you know what you're doing. So breathing in to extend, try and keep the arm as straight as possible. Breathing out to use the abdominals to draw everything back to the start. And continue to breathe and lengthen away. Breathing out, use the abs, draw everything back. And notice whether your feet are coming back into the same position. And trying to make sure that your abs continue to draw into the body. So as you lengthen away, don't allow your back to arch off the mat. Keep the ribs drawing down to the hips, using the abs through that tummy button to spine to keep everything in control. That's it. Couple more on each side just to continue warming up. Breathing, using your abs. And then when you've balanced yourselves up, you can bring your legs into tabletop. So draw the abs in, bring one knee up to the ceiling, then the other knee. Think about drawing them towards your body to imprint your back into the mat and keep it there. And then just angle your knees slightly further away. So you have to work to keep that back anchored. Arms in front of your chest as if you're holding a lovely beach ball. And we'll toe tap. And as we tap a toe down, you squeeze the bum to move the leg and open the arms to a T. And breathe out to come back to the start and change legs. So breathing in to tap down and open the arms. Breathing out to bring the arms back over the chest. All the time, keeping that lower back imprinted into the mat so you don't arch, having to work through the abs a little bit harder, breathing all the time. That's it. Good. One more on each leg. Because even this simple movement should feel quite intense. So if you need to, just hug your knees in, and then we'll take the legs back out, keeping that imprint into a little diamond shape, so toes together, arms in front again above your chest. And this time we're going to tap both feet down and take the arms overhead. So you might not reach the floor at either end, breathing out to come back to center. So Lucy, if this is too much on your back, just continue to toe tap single legs. Breathing out. So you have to really work hard to keep the lower back imprinted. That's it, good. No arching of the back of the mat. Just do one more. And then hug your knees in for a little rest. Lovely. So next challenge, you can either have your arms just loosely on the floor by your side, or if you want a bit more challenge, again, just up in the air, shoulders wide. We'll do our raised hip rolls. So again, one leg into tabletop, then the other, keeping your lower back on the mat, breathing in to take the knees over to one side, keeping your body on the mat, breathing out, use your abs to draw them back to center. And then go the other way. So you're trying just to rotate the lower half. So with the arms up, you've got nothing to help you other than your abdominals. So aren't you pleased? I'm doing a nice gentle warm up. That's it, that's looking good. Lovely. And then everyone can put their arms down by their sides and we'll add on to that. So you're going to breathe in to take the knees over to one side. They stay in line. Going to extend the legs, tummy button drawing in to pull them back to center. And you can bend the knees again to take the legs over to the other side. Extend them away. Tummy button to spine to bring them back to center. If you want to keep the legs extended and you're feeling fine in your back, please do so. So using your breath at all times, breathing in to rotate, breathing out to use the abs to come back to the center point. That's it. Lovely, Ali. Good. Great. Caroline looks really strong. Yes, good, Hilary. That's looking nice, Lucy. Just be careful. I don't want you to pull anything. One more on each side. And then when you've done your last one, just hug the knees in, have a little rock from side to side. Loosen everything off. Start to smile, because now we start with Mr. Pilates warm-up, which is the 100. So as we've had legs up in tabletop, let's continue on that vein. Nod the chin, curling forward. Keep the legs up off the floor if you want to. Extend your arms. If you want to extend the legs, extend them away. If you really want to keep them on the floor, keep them on the floor. And then we beat and breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, out, in, out, from the armpits, in, out, breathe in, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, out, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, good, keep turning forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, last time, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hug your knees in, well done. So that's Pilates exercise number 1, specifically to warm up the body, get the blood flowing. He was a nasty man, I think. Let's stretch out, because his number 2 was the roll up. So we can stretch our arms away, stretch our legs away. And from there, you take the arms to the ceiling, nod the chin, flex the feet, use the abdominals, curling up. And you can reach towards your toes, peel up to sitting. That's it, then send your tailbone away from you. So you have to aim your lower back to the mat, drawing in through the abdominals nice and slowly, piece by piece by piece. Lay the spine down on the floor, extend the arms behind you. They come back to the ceiling, nod the chin, tummy button to spine. You can flex your feet to help come up and really draw that tummy button in, reaching forward. Before loosely sitting up nice and tall, ready to go back again. That's it, lovely and slow. Lucy, if you want to just focus on rolling back instead of just holding it there, whichever you want to do, feel free. So just do the backward motion. That's it, good, Ali. Yes, Caroline. That's it, Hilary. Keep the shoulders nice and wide. It'll give you a little bit more room to move. That's it. Draw the tummy in, aim the lower back to the mat. Good. Caroline, if you want to step up, you can have your hands in front of your forehead. You don't have to. Just my treat for you. That's it. Draw the abs in. Yes, lovely. Good. Lovely, Ali. Really nice. Just do a few more of these. So I know they're hard, but once you get it and allow your body to relax a little bit, sometimes it feels really nice. And it's a good challenge if it doesn't. That's it, Lucy. Good. So do one more. Lovely. And then I will allow you just to lie down. And we'll have a little moment's peace. So we'll do our single leg circles. So either with bent legs or straight legs, we'll do 8 circles stirring paint in the hip. So 8 in each direction. And you can either make them really small, or you can find a point on the ceiling and swoop them around and come back to that starting point. But you really need to work hard to keep the body nice and stable. So I want you to have the leg really heavy in the hip, keeping the body as still as you can. Use your breath, and I'll allow you to work at your own pace. So when you've done, just hug your knees in and rest. There's no rush. So keep the shoulders wide on the mat, breathing deeply. Allow the leg to be really heavy in the hip joint, and focus your mind on that hip joint, because that's where the circle is coming from. So 8 in each direction on each leg. Using your breath. And then hug your knees in if you wish, just to rest while everyone finishes. And it's interesting how different breath patterns change the speed of the movement. That's it. Lovely. So come to the front of your mat. We will do our rolling like a ball and a little bit of open leg rocker if you want to try, depending on how your back's feeling. If you feel dodgy and just want to find a balance point and just rock forward and backwards, have a play with that. Otherwise, holding onto the outside of your ankles, feet stay together. You're thinking about aiming the lower back to the mat, keeping the chin forward, the head forward, rolling back to the shoulders and coming up to that balance point. So the legs stay still, she says, kicking out. And always, Hillary, stay curled forward with your upper body and shoulders. So you want to lead with changing the position of your pelvis. So you want to send the tailbone away from you, underneath you, rocking back so you don't hit your head on the mat. That's better, much better. It's harder, but much better. Good. That's it. It's looking lovely. That's it, Ali. Wonderful. Good, Lucy. Caroline. Old hands. That's brilliant. That's better. I've gone fuzzy again, haven't I? Right. One more. And then find that balance point if you can at the end of your mat. Think about extending one leg so it's straight, then the other leg, and you have to lift your heart. And you can just hold that for a minute. If you can't get your legs straight, and sometimes it works for me, you can bend your legs and then you can rock back, keeping your chin nodded as well so you don't bash your head. Same principle, pelvis moves. You have to use the weight of your head to come forward and hold that balance point, which I can't. Yes, Abby, fantastic. Beautiful, Lucy. Good, Caroline. And then rolling back again. Keep your chins nodded, don't smack your head. But wow, fabulous. Well done. Just do a couple more. I'm mightily impressed. That's fab. And then finish the last one. Bend your knees. Good. Oh, Lordy. Right. Lie back down. We will do a single leg stretch and then double leg stretch just for a bit more ab work as if you hadn't done enough. So you can bring one leg into tabletop, then the other. Think nodding the chin, tummy bottom to spine to curl up into our nice starting position for single leg stretch, which is one where we just extend the leg and change. And your focus is on the back of your leg, squeezing the bottom to extend the leg away, keeping the upper body curled forward, and just breathe on each changeover. Thinking about drawing the abdominals down through the body into the mat behind you. That's it. Lovely. Good. And 5 and 4 and 3. Keep breathing. And 2 and 1. And then hug your knees in. Have a little moment to rock from side to side. And breathe. And then ready for double leg stretch. So you can hold the front of your shins, nod the chin, draw tummy into the body to come back up into that curl out position. And then we extend arms and legs in a nice V position and then curl the upper body forward. So you're not bringing the knees too far in. You're having to work through the abdominals to curl the chest towards the knees. Keeping the chin nodded, because even though you're extending your arms and your upper body away slightly, you want to make sure you're not compressing the back of your neck. Thinking nice and long. That's it. So breathing in to extend, breathing out to curl back into the center. That's it. Lovely. Good, Caroline. Do 2 more. And then hug your knees in. Have a moment's peace. And then come up to sitting. This is where if you've got a block, if you want some height, because we're going to do our spine twist, stretch forward and soar, you can have some height to release the hip flexors if you find they get tight sitting on the mat, or just bend your legs ever so slightly. But for the full Pilates spine twist, legs long, you're finding your sit bones, arms out, shoulder height, just slightly in front of the shoulders where you can see them, keeping them drawn down, and breathing in to rotate, keeping the legs down and the bums squeezed ever so slightly, and breathing out to center. And you want to think of that spiral upwards every time you come back to center. So you're not leaning back as you rotate, you're thinking tall. So the heart is reaching up through the chest towards the ceiling. That's it. So you can imagine I've got a rod up your back and across your arms. So you don't move your spine other than from round side to side. That's it. So legs are together. And shoulders are relaxed as much as you can. Lucy, that looks lovely. Yes, that is good. Make sure you can see your arms as you rotate. Don't take one too far behind. Keep breathing. That's it, Caroline. Nice. I saw that lift. Good. Do one more to each side. Everyone thinks slight squeeze of the bum to get a little height and drawing the abs into the body. And then give everything a shake when you've done your last one, because it is hideous. Then you can separate your legs ever so slightly, flex the feet or just leave them loose, arms straight out in front of you. Think about drawing the shoulders down your back. And we will breathe out, think tummy drawing into the body. Imagine someone's pulling your waist. So you're having to reach away from him or her and allow your head to aim between the shoulders and then breathing to sit back up again. So I breathe out to reach forward. So the arms stay on the same level that you start. Head reaches forward, lower back aiming behind you. Breathing in to sit nice and tall. Finding that height. So all that time, a little bit of extra heart towards the ceiling. Feel that beautiful stretch as you reach forward. That's it, Caroline. Lovely. And that's good, Hilary. Really nice. That's it, Ali. Lucy, that looks nice and easy. So this is different to the yoga one where you try and hinge at the hips. This is very much getting some flexion in the lower back. And again, just do 2 more. Good. And when you've done your last one, again, give your legs a little bit of a shake, your body a little bit of a shake. Relaxing out before we open our legs even further for the soar. So legs probably either side of the mat, just as a guide. Arms in line with your outside edge, legs a little toe. And we breathe in to rotate. Breathe out, reach, keeping both bum cheeks on the mat. I say it every time, just as a reminder. And back to center. Again, heart to the ceiling. Breathing in to rotate. Breathing out to do that spine stretch forward. breathing in to restack and out to center. So find the rhythm and the movement according to your breath, how slow or fast you have to go. Try and slow it down. Find the flow and work those muscles with control. Get mobility through the joints. That's it. So all times you're keeping both bum cheeks down, breathing in to rotate, breathe out to reach. That's it. Good. And if you want a little bit more of reach, you can have the back arm down on the mat, pushing you forward if you want a little bit of an extra stretch. But the full sword doesn't have that. That's looking really nice, everyone. Good. One more to each side. Keep breathing. Keep smiling. And then again, after your last one, you finish, and then you can just relax back, give everything a little wiggle, because we're going to do the hip twist, which again is from the classical series. Nothing to be frightened of. It's the same pretty much as our hip rolls, but it's a circle. So you can stay lying down. You can have your legs bent if you wish, and it's literally a double leg circle. So you have to keep control through the abdominals. If you want to be on your forearms and lifting your heart, you can extend your legs so they're nice and straight, swooping down to center, and then you reverse the direction. So that's it. So you do a full circle round, a little pause, and then reverse the direction all the time, keeping your lower back on the mat. So you have to really fight through the front of your body, using the abs, that drawing into the spine to keep you nice and safe. That's it. Just do 2 more. Good. And then, yes, hug your knees in. Have a moment to breathe. And then roll over onto your fronts. We'll give our backs a little bit of a workout and extension. So find your placement. This time your pubic bone and the front of your hips nicely earthed. Legs ever so slightly separated, and the front of your thighs on the mat. Arms by your side. We'll start with the arrow so we have time to think. So breathing in, you lift the shoulders, breathe out, reach them down your back to hover the arms. Breathing in, rotate the arms so the thumbs turn to the ceiling, and breathing out, place everything back to the mat. Allowing the shoulders to fall forward, ready to breathe in to lift. Breathe out to reach and hover, crown of the head reaching away. Breathing in, rotate the arms, and then breathing out, return to the mat and continue. So breathing in, lift the shoulders. Breathe out, reach them down your back, hovering the arms and the body. Breathing in, rotate the arms so the thumbs turn to the ceiling, and breathing out. Place yourself down, keeping the legs on the floor so you don't come too high. Continue your own breath. Lifting the shoulders on the in-breath, breathing out, slide them down your back to help that beautiful hover. That's lovely, Lucy. Good, Hilary. Just keep your chin nodded a bit more. Don't have to come up really high. Think long and low. Yes, that's it. Good. Yes, Caroline, beautiful. That's it, Ali. Good. So imagine my hands are on your scapula, the big shoulder blades, they're drawing down. So they stay nice and flat, long and low. And one more. And then from there, swing your arms forward so they're straight out in front of you. Separate your legs a little bit further. Squeeze the bum about 50%. Lift the legs ever so slightly. Lift the body, then lift the arms, and then opposite arms and legs tap down. Starting slow, and then keeping the body still. Try and speed up as fast as you can for swimming. So you're keeping the body as solid as you can. The legs are stretching away. Knees straight, so the whole leg is lifting and lowering. So if it's not good on your back, don't do it. Just focus on lifting and lowering an arm or a leg. Or actually you can come into the dog if you prefer to do that. That's it. And I'll count for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Everyone who's on the floor, take your knees wide, sit back into a child pose, stretch the lower back out so you're aiming your bottom for your heels. And then come back face down onto the mat. We'll do our swan dive, but start with a little cobra. So again, Lucy, see how this feels. And then just go back into a dog if it's too much, or you can just keep really low cobra just to get some more back extension. So everyone bend the elbows about shoulder height, legs turned out so you're resting on your big toe joints, squeezing the bottom, press into the forearms, draw up through the tummy button, up through the heart. And if you're happy to extend the arms, and then bend the elbows again. So you're should feel a stretch from tummy button through the chest. If you feel anything in the lower back, don't come up too high. So think reaching forward with the heart and the body, really squeezing the bottom as you extend the arms into that cobra, keeping the legs down on the mat. That's it. Good. That's it, Hilary, lovely. So you can either stay with this, or if you want to try the swan dive, which we've done before, you end up extending the arms. You squeeze the bum so hard as you bend the elbows, your legs will lift. So you end up rocking. And then the full swan dive is you reach the arms forward. So you try not to smash your nose on the mat, which is always a challenge when it's as large as mine in front of my face. And you'll rock forward and back. So do whichever level you're happy to do. Either stick with the cobra, or just go into a child pose, or try the rocking. That's it, Caroline, lovely. So really squeezing the bottom helps. Just a few more. That's it, Lucy. Gorgeous, good. One final one of whatever you're doing. And then again, just relieve the back a little bit in case any tension's crept in, into a beautiful child pose. And you can press your hands away in front of you to really help Lengthen the back and stretch the bottom back into the heels. And let's come back down onto our fronts for one final time. We'll do our double leg kick. So again, Lucy, if this is too much on your back, you can just do your standard hamstring curls, and the same applies for everyone. Coming onto the forearms, you make a nice little fist of strength. You want to think drawing up through the abdominals, shoulders wide. Oh no, that's single leg kick, sorry, double leg kick. We're going to lie down, legs together. Hands behind your back. So like the arrow, you allow the shoulders to fold forward and you're looking one way to start with. Keeping the legs together, we do 3 kicks, 2, 1. Extend them away, reach the arms down towards your bum, look to the mat, and then you turn the other way for the 3 kicks. So you're getting a stretch and a lengthen in between. Your legs stay hovered off the floor each time, which starts to engage the hamstrings. So it's a bend and kick and extend and hover. That's it. So go as slow as you need to control things. That's lovely, Ali. Good. That's it, Hilary. Great. Yes, Caroline. Lovely, Lucy. So you keep your pelvis down on the mat for those kicks, and then extending the arms behind and really stretching out. Enjoy it. Good. And we'll do one more. Lovely. And again, when you have finished your last one, a final child pose, even though that shouldn't have hurt anything. It's always nice to have a breather and a little stretch. And then I think we will roll over onto our sides and we'll have some light relief with the shell and some sideline work. So make yourself comfy, find your hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder, even though you're not fully sort of stretched out. Heels in line with the bum. If you need to, hand in the bottom area. So you're just engaging the glutes as you breathe out to open and breathe in to close the knee. So remember, as always, you're just opening as far as you can without rolling back. So if you start to feel that your whole body is moving, just go as far as you can control that and stop it from happening. So you're thinking the underneath waist is drawing away from the mat. That's it. That's it. Two more. And then extend everything away into your lovely long line. And again, if you want to have a pad or something in between your head and arms, feel free. Make sure you can see your feet. And think breathing out. So lift and hover both ends, turning your head to look at the mat if there's any tension in your neck, and placing yourself down. Breathing out to lift and hover. And breathing into lower. So keep the legs glued together. That's it. So you don't have to lift up really high and sort of banana into the mat. Think beautifully long and low. And the inner thighs squeezing together, and the lower leg is really doing a lot of the lifting. And if you feel your legs are shifting behind you, just bring them forward ever so slightly. So there should be no tension in your lower back. One more. And then lift the top leg to hip height and squeeze up the underneath leg to meet it and place down the lower leg. So you have to think really long, and again, probably easier to have a hand in front for balance. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears, so nice and relaxed. You're having to hold that top leg up. And definitely thinking inner thigh, squeezing up and lowering down. That's it. Two more. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. And then after your last one, we'll move on to our side kick. So coming onto the forearm again, so you have to do a little bit of work underneath you. Just take the underneath leg forward, lift the top leg to hip height, hand behind the head, and then we'll do 2 kicks forward with a flex foot. Squeeze the bum to keep the body straight. Take the leg behind you. So kick, kick, squeeze and point. Kick, kick, squeeze and point. And fight the urge to sit back and slump. Always thinking long, tall through the body, up through the underneath waist. Lovely, good. Hilary, think a little bit stronger through your left-hand side. So think up away from the mat, through your waist and out of the shoulder. Yes, that's it. 2 more. Good. Really nice, lovely. Then relax, roll over onto the other side. So starting with the shell, find a nice comfy position, angle the knees away from you, which will give more challenge to your rotation. Heels in line with your bum, and then breathing out to lift, breathing into lower. And even in this position, think strong through the waist that's closest to the mat. So you want to feel your obliques being engaged. Shoulders should be nice and relaxed. And again, making sure you're not rocking the whole body. It's just working the leg in the hip joint. That's it. Good. So Ali, just try and send your knees slightly further towards your fire utensils and heels and feet towards the bum. Yeah, try that. Thank you. 2 more. Final one. And then lengthen everything away. Find that balance point on your hip. Draw the underneath shoulder in, reaching down your leg or hand in front for balance before breathing out to hover and breathing in to return. So again, make sure you can see your feet on this side, and any tension in the lower back, bring the legs forward. Any tension in the leg, make sure you're looking at the mat as you lift your head if you are. That's it. Good. Again, using your breath, trying to keep it slow and steady and controlled. Two more of these. Good. And then lifting the top leg to hip height, stretching it away, hand in front for balance, breathing out to lift the lower leg, breathing in to place it down. So again, focus on the inner thigh of the underneath leg and focus on stretching away. So imagine someone's pulling that top leg away from you. The more stretch you feel, the easier it is to balance. And again, drawing the tummy into the body, keeping the shoulders as relaxed as you can. Excellent. And two more. Finishing off our sideline with our side kick. He did two versions, one staying down and one kneeling. So we're doing the staying down one, top leg to hip height, two kicks forward with a flex foot, squeezing the bum, sending the leg behind us. So again, if you feel any tension in the lower back, think lengthening the leg away from you and don't go very far behind. All the work is happening underneath the waist as well, keeping space between your ear and your shoulder. Keeping the body as still as you can. That's looking really nice. Good. Slow down a little bit, Caroline. One more. That's it. Lovely job. Well done. Then just roll over onto your backs. Have a bit of light relief. And we will bridge. I don't think I'll do any rollovers because of people's backs tonight. So I'll keep things standard, but we will Pilates classical bridge, which is breathing out, lift and squeeze, thinking nice and long. If you're happy to, unpeel a leg towards the ceiling, and we do the 3 lift and lowers to the knee height, ending up back at the ceiling, placing your bum down, putting the foot down, ready to bridge back up. Unpeeling to the ceiling, 3, 2, 1, bum down, foot down, and continue. So narrow, squeeze the bum and lift into a bridge, unpeel a leg, 3 lift and lowers, ending up pointing to the ceiling with the foot before the bum comes down, foot down, breathing out, length, unpeeling, and doing the lift and lowers. That's it. So you're trying to keep the bums lifted as you work the leg. And if it becomes too much, just revert to standard bridging without the legs. Shoulders as wide and relaxed as you can. That's it. Very nice. Do one more set. Using your breath. Mightily impressed no cramp seems to have crept in, or you're hiding it well. And then when you finish, just hug your knees in for a second. Breathe. Give your bodies a bit of relief. And then we will finish with a dog and a cat and a mermaid, I think. So rolling over onto your hands and knees, coming into your quadruped position. So find a flat back. You're trying to hover something, balance something is the word, on your lower back and on your upper back. And from there, just extend an arm and leg along the floor and return. And you can keep it nice and low. If you're happy, obviously just lift. And the changeover is the challenging point. So the back doesn't move. Yet again, we're just allowing the arms and legs to work in their joints. And the rest of the body stays nice and stable. So shoulders as wide and relaxed as you can. Still using your abs, so drawing up through the body without lifting or moving your back. Just gives that stability for the spine. That's it. Lovely. One more on each side. And this time we will move our back. So starting with a flat back, we're going to tuck the tailbone under like pelvic tilt basically, but on our hands and knees. Curving, flexing the spine upwards until the head hangs. Breathing in there and then unpeel from the tailbone. So you don't sink back, you just unpeel, flattening the back down. Keeping the abdominals drawn in until the head has to lift. And again, tucking the tailbone under, peeling up through the spine. And a really nice wide breath when you're in that biggest flex position, and then breathe out, unpeel from the tailbone. Imagine someone's walking their hands along your spine to help flatten out. And just do one more, tucking the tailbone under, getting the lower back curving, then middle back, then upper back. Breath in to hold at that high point. And then breathing out to unpeel. Fabulous. Then coming to sit down with one leg bent in front of you, one leg to the side behind, arms out. We will mermaid just to get a beautiful side stretch. So reach one hand towards the floor, slide it away from you. Think curving up and over. So get a little bit more flexion. Use that ab engagement to come back to sitting. And again, same side. Reaching away. Think arm up overhead, and then think about lifting the top side a little bit higher. Tonight. And then scoop the legs around the other way. We'll do two more the other side to make sure we're balanced out. So again, reach the arm away, slide it away. Take the arm overhead as long as it's happy, then lift a little bit more. Tummy button to spine to come back. One final one. Use it as a lovely stretch. Really breathe. Reaching over, a bit more of a bend in the side. And then coming back up. Wonderful, well done. For me, that went really quickly. Don't know about you.